Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, I'm back behind the mic fired up because we're going to talk about a couple things today that might interest you. We're going to talk about some trades that I've done recently. In fact, we're going to talk about my January so far, but I got an email from someone that said, hey, John, with the markets in flames, let's do a video this week about some of your positions, namely Square. Talk about how you're trading Square. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you my January numbers, the trades I've done, the trades I'm in. Of course, we'll talk about the Square trade. So look, we're going to start right here. If you've never been to my website, cptdashboard.com, I want you to go there and click free spreadsheets because one, I just updated the dashboard with the 50 best stocks trading now, and we want to get this poor man's covered call. We're going to talk about the poor man's covered call a little bit here today, namely because it's the Square trade. Okay, so I want you to go to cptdashboard.com, click free spreadsheets, grab your free spreadsheets. I don't sell you nothing. They're up there for free. I want you to keep the numbers in front of you. Now, we got a lot to talk about, so if this is the first time you've been to my channel and you like talking about retirement income or putting money on the table, selling premium, you came to the right place. What I want you to do is subscribe to the channel. It's right there. It's free. I come back every week, show you timely and relevant selling premium trades. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Now, what I'm doing is this. I'm trying to come up with ideas for this video because so many things are happening. I could have talked about anything to up your game this week, but we're going to highlight that Square trade. We're going to talk about that. But over at the membership, with the markets in flame, I am half cup full, and I always try to impress that upon the members. Right now, if you go to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard, you become a member. I give you 1 free month, and if you sign up today, I might give you a bonus, but you have to do it today. Look, this is what we get. This week, I talked about Citigroup, and Citigroup hit my radar because I was watching the Covered Call Advisor, and I love how the Covered Call Advisor absolutely does his trades. Now, I love giving the Covered Call Advisor credit for what he does because it's rare on YouTube where people will actually give credit for ideas. Right now, I'm watching YouTubers doing content on the stocks I show you right here. Inevitably, there'll be a video that week from that YouTuber. Hey, I'd appreciate if you gave me some props. But with that said, we're right here, we're right now. So what I want to do is talk about Citigroup. Now, Citigroup is a great trade because when I started looking at Citigroup, it was trading for about $64.05. So I sent this to the member. I said, look, there's a couple trades here we can do. And in fact, I sent them 3 trades, and one of them I did. Now, I love the covered call, largely because their dividend is in 10 days. They actually have a 51-cent dividend. In this email, I show the members, if you did the out-of-the-money strike for that premium, 60 cents, you would have made 6.3% if your shares were taken. And if your shares weren't taken, you'd make damn near 2%. And that includes the dividend. Now, if you wanted to do a cash secure put, you could have did the 62.50 and collect $1.23 for that same 30 days. That's 2%. Where are you making 2%? In these markets? Hey, look, remember, the 30-day trade for the nice conservative wheelhouse trade, you try to make 3%. If you're overreaching and you're trying to make 4 and 5 and 6%, well, now you're getting a little risky. Now, I love those kind of trades, but if you're not up to speed, right, you're not ready to get in the game, look for the trades that would pay you 3% because most of the time, those 3% 30-day trades are going to be nice, easy swinging trades. We're not getting into those 5 and 6 and 7% trades like I am with TQs and TNA and even Square and PayPal. Okay, so if you don't want to be on the bumpy ride of using more volatile stocks, I like to send my members these kind of trades. Now, what did I end up doing? I ended up taking that trade. Instead of doing the poor man's covered call, I went ahead and did the covered call with dividend capture. Now, this is where the covered call advisor absolutely excels, in my opinion. He finds great stocks that are going to have a dividend. He loves to write that in the money strike where he's going to make money if they take his shares away, meeting his criteria for a cash on cash percentage gain for the investment he does. Now, we've been doing this for years here at the membership, and I love it, and I continue to do it. So what I ended up doing was buying 100 shares at 64.07 yesterday, ended up selling the February 18th 62.50 strike. It paid me $2.75. Now, the X date being February 4th, I'm going to pick up that dividend, or Citigroup trades above the strike price. Here's the deal. If Citigroup trades above my strike price of $62.50, the call buyer might be enticed to take my shares so they can be the on-record holder of the shares. So in 10 days, if Citigroup trades sideways to higher, there's a chance they'll take my shares so they can get the dividend. Well, that's fine with me. I paid $64 for my shares. I'm going to get $62.50 for my shares when they take them, but they paid me $2.75 for that right. So as the numbers break down, you can see if my shares are taken away before the X date, that means they want to take my shares so they have the dividend. You can see I make 1.8% in 10 days. Now, let's say they don't take my shares. Look, they paid $2.75 for that right. And quite frankly, if the numbers don't work out, they're not going to take my shares, even though the stock's trading above my strike price. Hey, look, it's got to work out. So maybe I'm the on-record holder when the X date hits. Well, that's fine. Now, as we move forward, I'm hoping that the shares stay above $62.50 and we get into expiration date and they take my shares at $62.50. And look at that. Even though it's a 30-day trade and I'm going to pocket 2.6%, that's near that 3% wheelhouse trade on a great stock like Citigroup. Citigroup literally moves in a 3 or 4 point move. This is one of those great 30-day wheelhouse trades that you retirees can do and not feel like you're dipping your toes in the risk waters of selling premium and trying to make hella jack. You can make these kind of trades consistently, being profitable, and I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, putting money on the table, paying the bills. I do this for my members all the time. If you become a member today, I'm going to kick down a bonus. Absolutely would love to welcome you aboard, and wait till you see this week's emails I'm sending to the members. We're going to continue the poor man's covered call theme because for me, I'm starting to think that I should never buy shares again. Let's go ahead and talk about my current trades. I'm going to show you that Square trade. Now, this is that moment in the video where somebody is keyboard warrior, and they're going to say, geez, 20 minutes of nothing before he gets to the Square trade. I absolutely love those posts because I love deleting you from the channel. Look, I come here to motivate and inspire, show you that a guy like me, just an average cat like you, can do this. Okay, that's the important thing. Hellfire is happening on Wall Street, yet we're here making great trades. Yeah, we're down on some, but we're up on others, and we're pocketing money. Okay, I'm here to largely motivate and inspire you, show you how to do it so you get closer to it. Hey, look, this isn't a master class, but at the end of the day, you become a master of this just watching me do what I do. Hey, at some point it's going to sink in, and when it does, you'll become successful too. Now, let's talk about my current trades. And as you can see, I have quite a few on the books. Now, I have some that are in the red. They're already in the money. My TQ's cash secure put, my TNA cash secure put, my Square cash secure put, deep in the money. But the beautiful thing is we have time. Remember I did the February 18th strike? Well, we still have time. Okay, the markets are falling. I think they're near support. And I think at some point Wall Street comes back, they start nibbling, and the stocks will start moving higher. The important thing here is to understand we have time. Now, at some point, it's going to become critical for me to manage the trade. But right now, with it being January 22nd, I still have almost a month. So I'm not sitting here in the fetal position worried that my positions are some $10 in the money. Okay, we still have time. That's very important to understand. I always tell you, when you sell premium, you buy some shares, you sell some premium, we have built-in patience. And as people watch their swing trades when they buy a stock and they try to make money swinging it, they don't have patience. It goes down a little bit, they sell it, they're fearful. When we sell premium, we watch those ebbs and flows. And in that 30 days, we could actually see it up, down again. And what happens is you start to build this tolerance, quite frankly, an ironclad stomach for volatility. You start to get this built-in patience and you can handle the ebbs and flows of the stock market. So as you can see, I have that Citigroup trade for which I bought 300 shares. I have the Gilead Poor Man's Covered Call. Rocket Mortgage, still have that one. I have my Square, PayPal, TQs, TNA, Riot, and I'll tell you what, I ended up taking some shares on Riot. That thing has tanked. I'm sort of waiting for the whole markets to kind of swell back up if I can get it. And of course, I'll write a covered call on Riot. I have a Square cash secure put. That one's seriously challenged with Square trading at 118. That's a 150 strike. Although I still have time, February 11th, I'm going to be looking to roll down. And I'll be honest with you, you might cringe when you hear this. I actually might roll down and out and still lose money. Yeah, that's right. Not collecting enough premium to pay for my loss. Now look, that is a different mindset that you truly have to be a gamer to understand. We are going to have to take an L, so let's go ahead and take less of an L. We're going to be talking about that cash secure put because I may end up just waving the white flag, rolling down, still taking a loss. We move on. And I have that 3M trade. Love that 3M trade. I'm going to get more involved with 3M. It trades in such a range. It's bankable. Love 3M. The Bristol Myers poor man cover call keeps going. I had a 65 strike. And to be honest with you, I really need to be cautious there because Bristol Myers is trading near 65. At any point, they could swoop in, take my shares, and essentially null and void my cover call trade. So I want to be cautious there. I got a Marathon cash secure put for which I pushed out till June. That's a profitable trade. Even though my first trade was not profitable, we rolled down for another credit. Not that much, but hey, look, I'm not too proud. We take it, we'll move on. And finally, my 4,000 shares of Rocket keep putting about $800 in my wallet. I'm looking to buy this option back for about a nickel. If I can get 4 cents to 3 cents on Monday, absolutely we'll pull that trigger and we'll do it again. Love then selling the 30-day 30 delta and on 4,000 shares, get about 25 cents. That's putting about $800 on the table every single month. I know you're saying, dude, man, you got to get to this or else I have to type something in the comments. Let's talk about the trades I bagged, put money on the table. Damn near $5,100 so far. It is January 22nd. We still have time. You know, the poor man's covered call is turning out to be a blessing for me. And like I've told you over the past videos, the poor man's covered call is a premium only trade. And what happens is, and I'll explain this on the Square trade, we don't have FOMO anymore. And I'll tell you what, the FOMO will wreck you, okay? I know it. I feel it. I'm feeling it now with my Riot shares. But with the poor man's covered call, because I enter the trade knowing it's a premium only trade, I'm able to be more flexible and I'm definitely more agile. I am definitely rolling up or down, doesn't matter, collecting crumbs, because that is the purpose of the trade. And that mindset is a totally different mindset from where we were last year when I would buy the shares, the stocks would keep falling, and I'd just feel like a bag holder, and I'd feel like my shares were going to be taken away. I didn't feel like I had as much control. But the poor man's cover call is absolutely different. I actually look forward to buying back an option and rolling it. I absolutely love it. There is an absolute plan. There's discipline built into it. I'll tell you what, if you're not a part of my membership, you're just missing out on all these great poor man cover call trades because I am constantly looking to add to my poor man's cover call portfolio because I'm making 3 times the profit. That Gilead trade is a perfect example where I would have bought 100 shares last year, wrote the covered call. This year I'm buying that deep 95 delta in the money, which mimics a stock purchase. But because I'm only ponying up just a fraction of what I would have paid, I'm able to buy 3 leaps and write 3 covered calls. And again, it is a mindset that I have and I'm benefiting from it. I've already bagged $5,077 in the month of January. That's money on the table. We did it largely with the poor man's covered calls. You could see I'm buying back options such as Bristol Myers, 3M, Square, PayPal, being very active. Now I did buy back a Rocket covered call, and we rolled that as well. The Southern trade, absolutely love that. That's a double my dividends trade. It did not reach a strike price. Bought that back, closed that trade. I'll be looking to do that again shortly. Of course, there's my Riot cash secure put for which I was assigned the shares. Haven't done anything with those shares yet. PayPal, Square, Rocket, Square, PayPal. We're very active, rolling down, creating credits. We do not sit on our hands, get in the fetal position when the markets are getting crushed. We're always half cup full, always looking for the next opportunity. My question is, are you making $5,077 a month? Now, I'm not saying my membership will do that for you, but what it will do is give you ideas, keep you half cup full, and if anything, you're watching an active, successful trader navigate these nasty markets. I got a 1 free month offer for you. I'd love you to join me, and today only, I'll kick down a bonus for you. Let's do it. I would love to welcome you aboard. Okay, here's the star of the show. We're going to talk about that Square poor man's covered call trade. I would talk about the Square cash secure put, but we're going to save that for next week's video. This is my poor man's covered call trade desk for which all the members will get to see come Monday. And this trade dashboard is going to have all of my trades, including the covered calls I've written and all my new trade ideas. You just log in to the Poor Man's Covered Call Trade Desk and you're going to have all that at your fingertips. I'm not done with this. What you're about to see here is half done. Now, let's look at this. My current Poor Man's Covered Call portfolio is about 50 grand. I've generated about $4,000. That's 8% cash on cash invested. I have 7 stocks and one of them is Square. You could see right there, I bought the 80 strike, paid $88.50. Now that's going to be important because what you need to understand there is $80 plus $88.50. My cost basis $168.50, meaning I buy the right but not the obligation to take this cat shares away from him at 80. My cost basis is $168.50. Square has been falling and right now it's trading for $1.18. So let's do some numbers here because right off the bat, that's almost $50 a share to the downside. Had I decided to buy 200 shares of Square at $168.10, I would now be down some $50. That doesn't mean I've shielded myself with this poor man's covered call, but I want to show you how time decay has actually benefited me. I'm still down, don't get me wrong, but this is an opportunity to learn something today because I bought the 95 Delta Leap. And what that means is instead of buying the 200 shares, I bought the 2 Leaps, 95 Delta. As Square moves $1, my Leap moves 95 cents. If Square were to fall $1, my Leap falls 95 cents. So technically, I'm actually not down as much as a Square holder. Square right now is down $50. Right now, my position is down $47.88. Now, I'm still down, and I'm not proud of that, but the point is, by using the Leap, there's a couple things here that are different. I have time. January 2023 is this Leap. So I have time. I feel like mindset-wise, I have time. I don't have to sweat this. And because I know it's a premium only trade, I can keep buying back my covered calls, selling new covered calls. And because this thing doesn't pop in a 30-day period, I could sell those near-term 30-day, 30 Delta or less covered calls, picking up crumbs until it makes its way back. Now, I'm hoping it makes its way back. Let's take a look at all the trades I've done since I started this trade and showed you right here on YouTube. And as you can see, that is my Square position right now. Remember, I bought that 80 strike. I paid $88.50 for it. These numbers are a little stale because right now the current cost of that Leap is not $55.55. It's $47.88. So my current share price is around $120.62. Now Square's trading for $118.10. My true cost basis is $120.62. Now, with that said, I have sold 3 covered calls. So let's go to the chart and talk about my position with Square and how I'm going to handle it. And oh, before I move on, this is the dashboard. I know it's small and gray is not the preferred color I should be using here. But as you can see, I have all these positions and all covered calls I've written. Absolutely love how the poor man's covered call is generating some $2,139 of my $5,077 I've made in January. It's almost representing 40% of my covered call income. And cash on cash, I'm making 4.3%. I'm only using $49,000 and generating some $2,100 in cash using the poor man's covered call on these 7 stocks. I plan to add another 3, and I'm going to look to use the buying power that allows me to triple my profits. Now, for those of you that are still here, I could tell you're interested. Even if you don't want to become a member, you don't want to download the free spreadsheets, go to my website, cptdashboard.com, and sign up for my free newsletter. What I'm going to start doing is sending out some of those email communications you see every week that I send to the members. I'm going to hand pick some very good learning emails. And what we're going to do is we're going to have some newsletter themed trades. I think we're going to start off with the cash secure put because that's going to be the next thing I tackle this coming week. Have to deal with some of those cash secure puts. But here's Square. Now, if you remember, I got involved back here and I made the case that Square had fallen off. And I'll tell you what, a lot of selling here. And my take was we were going to get some buying. Didn't turn out that way. You know, a lot of things are happening in the market where the overall economy is not turning out so well. So Wall Street is selling off all those high flyers, and Square happens to be a high flyer, just like PayPal. So as the market keeps peeling off, they are taking profits. And what I see happening is they're going to eventually bottom this sucker. At the end of the day, Square does have a great business model. They changed their name. I don't think Wall Street like that at all. With that said, I'm knee deep in it. So what are we going to do? Square has continued to fall off. Now, when I got involved here with a cash secure put, I had to roll down because clearly it challenged my initial strike price. But I also went out feeling so comfortable, bought 2 leaps options. We talked about that. And I started writing covered calls 2x. If you remember, I took the money that would have purchased 100 shares. Instead, I used the money to buy 2 leaps. That combined money would have equaled 100 shares of Square. So now I have the buying power and the selling power to write covered calls on 200 shares. And that's exactly what I did. If you remember, I think my first covered call was for $800. I was feeling really good about that. Well, as it continued to fall, I went ahead and bought back an option. I rolled down the 30 delta, collected that premium. And as it fell again, I had to buy another one back. And we sold the 30 delta 30-day covered call. It is a premium only trade. So let me finish up with some of the skeptics out there. Okay? You be the judge. Here's the deal. We're buying the 95 delta leap. So when the stock moves $1, my leap option moves 95 cents. So somebody asked me the question, I can't do a poor man's covered call because I'm afraid of the time decay, losing money on the time decay. Here's the deal. Your initial trade setup, and by the way, in the poor man's covered call tracker that I offer for free is your poor man's covered call initial trade setup. And when you set up your first trade, when you're going to buy that leap and you use that 90 to 95 delta, you're going to see exactly what the time value portion of that option is, or quote unquote, your cost. Now, in the case of Square, it was around 2%. So I risk losing 2% of time value as this stock falls from 168 down to 118. This option is moving with almost no time decay. So it's almost a 1-for-1 move. So as the stock moves down $1, I'm moving down 95 cents. If it starts to move higher, $1, $2, $3, I start to move up 95 cents, so on and so forth. So the time decay issue actually helps me as the stock is falling. Now, with that said, I'm still holding the bag. I'm down 47 points, even though Square is down 50 points. So it's really a mindset of premium play. See, right now, I told you in this video that I'm feeling the riot FOMO. I was assigned the shares last Friday. If you remember, I told you I was going to wake up Monday and write a covered call. Well, Riot fell another $2. I instantly fell into FOMO. Meaning I was dialing up a covered call, 30-day covered call, and just the mere fact that I might have my shares taken away and the fact that Riot can move higher quickly if Bitcoin moves, I just got the FOMO again. And here we are, didn't do nothing with it. Yet on the other side, where I'm dealing with PayPal and Square, and I'm down even more, it doesn't matter, man. I am going out looking at every opportunity to buy those options back and rolling them forward. I myself need to have that mindset when I own shares. I'll tell you what, I'm going to say something right here that I told my buddy just on Friday. I might find myself in 2023 not owning shares. Yeah, you may come back to this video channel and find that every single trade I do is using the poor man's covered call. And then when we talk about using the buying power of 100 shares, and we can turn around and buy potentially 2 to 3 leaps and write covered calls on 200 to 300 shares, tripling our profits, yet we're mimicking a stop purchase when we buy that 95, 96, 97 Delta Leap. I am all in. And as you're going to find in 2022, I'm going to add another 50,000. I'm going to have $100,000 poor man's covered call portfolio. And for those that have been asking me, yes, I'm going to continue using about $225,000 with the standard traditional covered call. Hey, look, this is an experiment in retirement. I'm in retirement. I need to generate cash flow. I'm going to have all these trades for you right here. Okay, I got everything for you right here. That's why I need you to subscribe to the channel. I come back every week. I want to up your game, and really I want to motivate and inspire you. If you're sitting out there and you're watching everybody else make money, now's the time to get your financial education, open up that small ball account, and get your experience. Hey, I'm going to leave it there. I got a 1 free month offer for you. Go to my website, cptdashboard.com. If you sign up today, I'm kicking down a bonus. Absolutely an awesome deal. Would love to welcome you aboard. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.